Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you wherever you are listening in this world. Welcome to another session of Focus 40 with me, your host, C. Maria Wall, aka the voice of relationship recovery, mediator and shiro right here at our ground zero. As always, I want you to remember that when I say that we're at ground zero, we are not at rock bottom. We're simply on solid ground. So prepare to gain your footing, dig in deeply so that you can propel yourselves to new heights. So, Focus 40, what's it all about? Focus 40 is for seasoned folks, 40 and over, to discuss anything and everything that matters to those more seasoned in this life journey. It's my job as someone who falls into that category to help you, especially when you're coming along on the road behind me. I have paved the way to help make your journey a little bit smoother. So with that said, sit back, prepare for some good music, good conversation, and hopefully good vibes. Today's program is all about honey. That's a downgrade. I'll see you back here soon. Now it's time for our good opening music by Miss Tori Lee, and it's titled Good Music.
I get lost in your words. It feels so good when I'm hurt. Takes my mind off of the pain. Loves when the beat takes me away with only good music. Oh, 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 with only good music. Something about the things you said stays in my mind. Makes me wanna sit down and listen to you. I listen all night. The melody, the arrangement makes my body go so crazy. I tap my feet, man, I love the beat. It's the way the music comes over me. The emotions I get, I won't fight. Sometimes the music is sure to make you cry, then dry your eyes. You know when the music is away, you can hide for life. I get lost in your words. It feels so good when I'm hurt. Takes my mind off of the pain. Loves when the beat takes me away with only good music. Oh, 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 with only good music. I tell Rihanna, please don't stop the music. Lauren strum my pain with the fingers. I could really use it. Quiet storms full of purple rain. My Cherie and more lovely as a summer's day. I'll let the whispers follow Marvin Gaye in my headphones till the music starts to fade away. I give away my brown sugar for a bit of pop. If love really was a bullet, I'd have took the shot. Yeah. Now would you buy me a drink just to take me home? Put your game in a song just to make me moan. I like my Robin Thicke, me alone. A thug album, triple shots, that's a trace. I get lost in your words. It feels so good when I'm hurt. Takes my mind off of the pain. Loves when the beat takes me away with only good music. Oh, 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 with only good music.
Welcome back to another session of Focus 40 here on the Healing Through Hurt iTalk Radio Network. As I said earlier, I'm your host, C. Maria Wall, aka the voice of relationship recovery and mediator Shiro, right here at our ground zero. So let's get started. Now we've already had our good music. Now it's time for our good conversation and discussion, and hopefully you will feel the good vibes that I am sending out to each and every one of you right now. Today is all about, honey, that's a downgrade. You see, once we reach a certain age, it seems like some of us, we look in the mirror and we start to see the wrinkles, the lines, and the grays, and we feel as though we're missing out on something. You know, we don't have anyone special in our lives. We're not special to any particular someone. And we start to get very critical of ourselves. We get down on ourselves. And then some of us, we are hung up in the past. We see our exes and they're out there with someone else, and we're like, you know, I'm better than they are, and blah, 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 and I'm better than he is, or however it goes. And the bottom line is that I want to tell you all something to think about. Honey, that's a downgrade, because you see, when those people, those narcissists, or those people who have intentionally harmed, hurt, or abused us, when you see them out there with someone else, and you know that that person is not of the caliber that you were, there's no way that person can bring to the relationship or the table what you were able to. Honey, that's a downgrade, because you see, people like that, they need to have someone in their lives that they can control, who match their insecurities, their inadequacies, and their energy. Let me say that again. Those that have harmed and hurt us in any way or abused us, listen, they need people in their lives who match their insecurities, their inadequacies, and their energy. And that wasn't you. Now, see, let's go back a bit. When you first encountered this person initially, maybe, just maybe, you thought that they were worth the risk. So you attempted to invest in an association with them. And on the flip side, they misread you totally. They thought that you were that person who could match their insecurities, inadequacies, and energy, maybe because they misread your kindness for weakness. Or they listened to your story if you were vulnerable enough to share it. And they thought, I got a prize here. I can reel them in, be nice for a few weeks or months, and then I can show my true colors, and they're not going anywhere. Okay. So there was a little bit of disconnect going on both sides. But what that abuser didn't know, that perpetrator didn't know, was that you were just a lion or lioness, lying in wait beneath that external soft shell, or that external quiet shell, or that kind shell. And when you saw the writing on the wall, some of you had to build up to it, while others, maybe you had to be forced out of it by that very person, because they had their eyes on a new target. But we are here. By whatever means, we are here. We are looking in the mirror. We are more seasoned. We're trying to figure out, where do we go now? How do we start? You know, our self-esteem may have taken a hit where we're just not feeling ourselves. But I'm here to tell you this, honey, it's a downgrade. Now, some of you, you get into that blame and shame where you want to try to justify everything and you want to keep talking about it. Downgrade, but they did it. Downgrade. Downgrade. DG, however you want to say it. Downgrade. And you keep it moving because just like they need someone to match their insecurities, inadequacies, and energy, you need the same. And it was clearly not that individual. So listen or consider that, listen to these words and consider them. Next time you're feeling down and out and you're trying to compare your greatness to their mediocrity, then don't do that. Don't do that. Downgrade. If you listen to this show, that one phrase is going to be in your heads all day. Downgrade. You have to look at it that, they couldn't handle you. You were too much. You weren't falling in line. And then they thought that they could just keep showing their true selves and you were going to continue to stay because in their minds, they're so used to people who want to cling, who won't leave. And that feeds their he goes and she goes when they force them away. That makes them feel good in the moment. But every now and then they get it wrong. And they get someone who's just a lion or a lioness and wait. We're not having it at all. Downgrade. So I need you to understand that you mean more, you deserve more, you matter, you are important, and you have to keep it moving. Because if you do not, you will stay in that unhealthy place and you will wallow in your sorrows for the rest of your days. And we don't want that, do we? Downgrade. We know what we deserve, and we should either wait for what we deserve, and it's okay to go out and have a good conversation, good meal, do what I used to call date capades. Just go out, have a good conversation, good meal, and then go home. The 3 G's, good conversation, good meal, good outing if that's what you want to do, and then go home. By yourself, by the way. I did a show a while ago, back at the beginning of the year, about the sacred bedroom. I got a whole new bedroom set, new mattress, new everything. No one has shared that mattress but me, because my bedroom is my sacred place. It's sacred to me. I'm not dating anyone, and even if I were, it would be a long haul before they would be invited to my sacred place. You should have your sacred places. And at our age, we should have people who can afford to either go half and half if that's what you agree to do, or you can foot the bill to go to a hotel, motel, holiday, whatever. If you want to spend that intimate time together, you don't have to do it in your sacred places. You do not. When I get silent, that's that time that you have to reflect upon what's been discussed and figure out if you're ready to apply it to your lives. And then, if you have friends who can benefit, please share the program. Because it's all about us walking this journey called life together to support, motivate, inspire, and encourage one another. Just remember, don't look backwards, don't compare, because, honey, that's a downgrade. And now we're adding a new piece to our programs where I want you in a lying or seated position because we're going to do our breathing. It's been a rough couple of days with everything changing in this United States and this country, and things are happening all around the world, wherever you're listening. Just take this moment to be still. It's time for us to breathe and let everything go for a few moments. So, a lying in seated position with your eyes closed, it's time for us to simply inhale and exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale and exhale. One more time together. Inhale. Now exhale. Just be still. Listen to the tones. Continue to breathe. It's been a rough couple of days. It's our time to relax. Be still. Continue to breathe, eyes closed, lying or seated positions. Now it's time for our public service announcements to let you know how you can find us. We are on several podcast platforms. You can do a web search for Healing Through Hurt iTalk Radio or Focus 40 Global Chat Cafe. We are on Amazon Audible, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Geo7, Podcast Addict, Spotify, here at our new home on Spreaker, YouTube Podcasts. You can find us there too. And we're always expanding as we syndicate more and more to reach more people throughout the world. And if you need to reach us by phone, our number is 202-618-2556. That's 202-618-2556. If you want to send us an email, you can write to me personally at letsgrow@cmariawall.com. That's letsgrow@cmariawall.com. And if you'd love to put pen to paper, our mailing address is Post Office Box 272 in Randallstown, Maryland, 21133. That's Post Office Box 272 in Randallstown, Maryland, 21133. And just so you know, Healing Through Hurt iTalk Radio Network and all of our programs, Focus 40, the Titanium Tidbits for the Morning Hum that airs Sunday mornings at 8 a.m., they're all sponsored by the Wall Foundation Incorporated, which is an IRS-approved and recognized 501c3 nonprofit. Check us out at thewallfoundationinc.org. You can learn about all of our programs, and there's also contact forms there, so you can reach us through the website as well. So before we end this session, I want to remind you that you matter. You are important. Don't compare yourselves to anyone. When you look in the mirror, you don't see a bunch of people around you. You see that one person looking back at you most times. And that's the person who you need to concentrate on. That's the person who matters the most. So what if you see your ex with someone new? Odds are, more likely than not, honey, that's a downgrade. For a host of reasons, downgrades can come in many forms, by the way. Let me tell you why. You ready for this? Because even if they're at your caliber financially, socially, whatever it may be, if they were creeping with your former significant other when they were with you and they knew it, that shows a lot about their character. That's a downgrade. So don't sit up here and try to justify or in any way defend why you should stay feeling this way. Downgrade. 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 You know, if you've ever heard me tell the story, my ex-husband is a few yards away living in the house with one of the neighbors that he had an affair with when we were married. Her parents passed away, so everyone else, all the other siblings had property of their own, so the two vagrants, they moved into the house. I guess the family wanted to keep the house. So they were the only ones who really didn't have a place. So he's shacking up with her. Technically, legally, he's still considered homeless because his name is on nothing. And he's just hanging out with the neighbor who, in his own words, he said that she was controllable and, you know, she was older and he could control her. And she was just glad to have someone in her life. And he would come and go as he pleased when they first started talking. And he's still running his own game. You know, she got him a cute little vehicle and all of that, things that I wasn't going to do for him. So even though he's living in the big house on an acre plus of land, he owns nothing and he can't afford it on his own. And she's so insecure, not my words, his, that she will accept him as he is and give him what he wants. And so far, that's the first time that I've ever known him that he's probably told the truth. I talked about it years ago when it first happened, when I knew what was going on. And this is right here in my neighborhood. And you think that that's an upgrade? Seriously? No, ma'am. No, sir. Honey, she's a downgrade. And she always will be. And some of you may be like, oh, you right there. I'm not selling my house to run from that. That makes for good show content. So you see, I take the downgrade and use it as great show topics. So not a problem for me. As long as they stay in their lane, everything is good. And the courts know all about it. So it's not like I haven't covered myself because he was abusive. He's a con man, a convicted felon, and a bum. And, you know, at his age, 60 plus, he has nothing to show for living. Downgrades across the board. He's a downgrade. She's a downgrade. And I hope, you know, they're a match made in hell. Be well. I don't care. If I want to date, I date. If I don't, I won't. And I'm still thriving and rising in my own right. And I see him slithering around every single day, and I don't care because I thank the good Lord that they're not in my space. They're not here. He's not here. I don't have to put up with the lies and the disrespect and the abuse anymore. I don't have to put up with that. When I left him, I was left with nothing but faith, forgiveness, and foresight, yet here I am. I rose above all of that, and I don't care because I know what he thinks of her, and I know that she's just a game for him. And right now, he's living large, but he's also looking over his shoulder, trying to figure out when that ball will drop. Not my problem. I don't deal in downgrades. I'm looking to propel myself to the next level. So as always, before we go, listen, I want to pray each and every one of you enough. I want to pray you enough sunshine to brighten your rainy days. I also want to pray you enough rain to make your gardens grow beautifully. I want to pray you enough smiles to turn the frown that you've been carrying around upside down. But most of all, I want to pray you enough strength and courage to face whatever may be at your door or coming your way from this very moment and beyond. Just remember those words, downgrade. Don't compare yourself to whatever they've gone out to latch on to next. It's not your problem. You deserve an upgrade. We brush ourselves off, we stand up, and we dig in deeply, like I said, because we're on solid ground, and we prepare to propel ourselves to new heights. You can't do that if you're stuck in downgrade mode. So as we begin, we're going to end with Miss Tori Lee's good music. Once again, breathe in, breathe out. I'll see you next time on Focus 40 Global Chat Cafe next Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And tomorrow morning, we will be doing our Titanium Tidbit. And that airs at 8 a.m. And let me see, what is our topic? I think I told you all earlier. What's our topic for tomorrow? Let me try to see if I can pull it up. The Haunted Hearts. Our topic for tomorrow's Titanium Tidbit for the Morning Hum is the Haunted Hearts. So until then, be blessed, be well, have the best remainder of your weekend possible, even if you do not want to. I'm C. Maria Wall, a.k.a. the voice of relationship recovery and mediating Shiro right here at our ground zero, wishing you the absolute best because you deserve it. I will see you back here again soon. Take care.
I get lost in your words. It feels so good when I'm hurt. Takes my mind off of the pain. Loves when the beat takes me away with only good music. Oh, 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 with only good music. Something about the things you said stays in my mind. Makes me wanna sit down and listen to you. I listen all night. The melody, the arrangement makes my body go so crazy. I tell my feet, man, I love the beat. It's the way the music comes over me. The emotions I get, I won't fight. Sometimes the music is sure to make you cry and dry your eyes. You know when the music is away, you can hide.